So from macro, we want to switch to micro, or a company that might as well be macro as well. We're talking about Apple because we are watching that, of course, today. And that stock is not moving much. But of course, the iPhone maker is set to debut some of its new products at an event today that's out in Cupertino, its latest generation of hardware, including the iPhone 14 at its annual event. We're going to hear from Dan Halley out there a little bit later. But Apple's also expected to give an official release date for its iOS 16 software. We may also get some updates to some of its other products, including the watch. And the title of this event, by the way, is Far Out, which some have maybe interpreted to mean maybe there will be some sort of satellite link-up or capability in some cases with some of its devices. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Now, most of what I've seen has said these are not going to be revolutionary updates to its products, right? You're talking about incremental updates to things like memory, things like speed, things like the camera quality as well. But whenever Apple has a refresh cycle, you see that, uptick in demand here for its products.
Yes, and we've been talking a lot about, and we're going to talk about more of some of the earnings that have been rolling in. And is this PC company, is this cloud company, is it a harbinger of things to come? Well, Apple might as well be in its own asset class, might as well be its own sector. Can we go to the Wi-Fi Interactive? I just want to chart Apple year to date. We're seeing it down about 13%. I think a 1 year here is going to capture the highs. Now, Apple climbed within just spitting distance of its record highs from last year, and you can see this December, January into 2021. But really impressive here in the face of all the declines that we saw. The NASDAQ was able to claw back maybe 25%. But meanwhile, the rally in Apple, I think, is telling. So bottom line, I've seen a lot of concerns about slowdowns in PC hardware, in consumer hardware, Android, but Apple is its own asset class. So we're going to find out a little bit more about that today.
Well, and as we talk about that, while you have the Wi-Fi Interactive up, what stood out to me, too, is if you look at the NASDAQ 100 components and the so-called traditional FANG components, Apple is down, yes, 13% year to date. And that could be its first annual drop, by the way, since 2018. But it has outperformed the other FANG components. Meta's down over 50% this year. Amazon's down 24%. Google's down about 26%. Netflix is down more than 60% year to date. So on a relative basis, Apple has actually done better. On the days of these releases, the stock doesn't tend to perform well. If you look over the past decade, 7 of these launch dates with the big events have seen the stock decline. And it's not sort of the event that it used to be when you used to get these huge big developments, big changes, big advancements in the iPhone and the other devices. So it doesn't have the same importance, but still people are obviously watching this event.
Yeah, I think so. And I just want to add real quick, those numbers that you were rattling off, those were year to date. And what we were looking up, that is down from their 52-week highs. So those numbers that I was looking at and on the screen, probably a little bit worse here for a lot of those.